Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T-100 LT. It's the Tier 10 Soviet light tank. It's located on the northeast spawn of Nebelberg, and it's under the command of the BassmanFromHell. Okay, now this is a replay on the 10.04 update, which means we've lost our engine sound for the first minute or so of the game, but that won't affect the tank. It's a 100mm gun mounted on top of a very small chassis. 300 alpha with 230mm of penetration with standard APCR, or is that his? No, that's the premium, I think, or is it the other way around? Well, he's got 5 rounds of standard AP with 248mm. So yes, it does. That is the premium round. And he's also got some HE rounds as well with 360 alpha and 15mm of penetration. Well, you can see the baseman is headed out down to the south end of the map trying to find the enemy, so his teammates can then shoot at them. I think this is a grand battle as it's on Nebelberg, and of course his job as scout is just to find the enemy, not necessarily to shoot them. He's found a couple already, an IS-4, a gorilla. Now he's spotting, and he can use the bush mechanic because they can't see him. So he gets a lovely shot on the gorilla for 272, and he gets some spotting on the IS-4. And remember the Alpha 300, so that was a low roll. But he doesn't drink at the well all the time. He doesn't. He's very careful not to shoot unless unless he's not going to take any damage in return. I think some people have actually pointed out just recently, if you take too many shots from the same spot, the enemy will work out where you are and they'll shoot back. And it's especially important when you're in an autoloader. This isn't an autoloader, but it is a very light tank with only 1500 hit points. And so really he can't afford to take damage from these guys, especially the ones who have 750 alpha, because 2 shots and he'd be out the game. At the moment he can't shoot and get pens or decent pens on that Type 5. You notice he was watching to see if the center dot would turn purple. If it did, he couldn't pen, but technically the moment it turns green he should be able to get a shot on target. No, he's got purple there, so no pen on that vehicle. The Type 5 is very close, but can't see him. Really close. Just see how close that is. And yet the Type 5 can't even realise that he's here. When he managed to get that one into the side of the turret, the Type 5 pulls back before the Type 5 can work out where he is. And now he's going to have a look at that IS-4. Can he get another shot on that Type 5? Well, he's angling pretty well at the moment. He puts one round into the rear of the IS-4 near the track area. He's looking at that he was looking at the Jaeger, but now he's looking at a Panzerkampfwagen 7, and he's trying to get the shoulders, which, as you know, is the pen place on the 7. Looking at, oh yes, well he goes for the tracks, but this time round he was spotted, so now he's going to have to stay in cover, otherwise they are going to be firing in his direction. He's a bit cautious about, rounds coming in, hitting the rock. And he's also got to worry about an Arty round coming this way as well. Nothing turned up yet, but the Arty may be dialing in. Okay, those guys are very close. They are aware he's here now, but they can't see him. And he gets another shot into Panzerkampfwagen 7, but pulls back after he was spotted. He's working this corner. It's a good corner for him to work because it's more difficult for them to come up this slope. And yes, there are shells coming in. I think that might have been an Arty round there that landed but didn't do any damage to him whatsoever because he was outside the shell radius. So probably an Object 261 shot. And he's got a shot in. But oh, that's what he feared. He got hit by Jaeger and he lost 1,139 hit points from that shot alone. And that's an Arty round, I think, as well. Just demolished the tree. Yeah, now he is, well, he's a splash kill if the Arty actually get a shell next to him. But so long as he's here, he is spotting the enemy team, allowing his teammates to do damage. Just can't get pens on that Jaegeru for the moment. Can he get shots on the other guys? Well, he poked out a little too far that time, but he didn't get spotted by the IS-4. So he's now using the trees to get down. Got the engine bay. Wait. If he can get that right. He's still picking up the spotting. Obviously, the Arty is now working on somebody else because they just couldn't see him. Oh, now that is a Heshbon, and he needs to pen that guy. Ideally, you go for the turret on the Heshbon because it's very thin armor. You will definitely penetrate and do a lot of damage. He puts one into the Gorilla 15. That's a high roll, 304. Can he do it again? He's drinking from the well more than once, but I don't think the Gorilla really knows where he is because he's double bushed. And this means the Gorilla is in all sorts of trouble. He's trying to pull back. Takes another round in the gun shield. Remember, that's a Panther hull with a paper thin gun shield and a very big gun. He's going for the gun shield, which is the easiest to pen. And there's the kill. Okay, well, his teammates have actually made good on most of the enemy there. There's still a Gorilla 15 somewhere up ahead. There he is. He's moved position. Now, can he harass this guy? Well, he can probably approach him. But the question is, how quickly will he react? Or how quickly will the Gorilla react when he suddenly realizes we want the Gorilla to fire? And the moment he's fired, then we've got 15 seconds to get close to the Gorilla. I think he's just died anyway. Okay, so moving on. You can hear Arty rounds exploding behind us. Game's not over yet. He's just waiting a moment. I think he's actually doing something, maybe typing into chat. He's got 2,634. Yes, he does. He says, when I'm not playing lights, I am a clicker. so STFU. Yes, well done there, Bassman. He's saying, when I'm not playing lights, I am one of the opposition. Oh, spotted. Move. Speed is life. And all that. If you can't be stealthy, be quick. And that's what the T-100 LT is. It's very quick. Okay, now is he going to find any Arty up here? Remember, with that sort of alpha, it will only take 2 shots to actually take down an Arty. 7-second reload. Just got to hope that the Arty doesn't have shells in their mag at the time. Oh, batch at 155.58. Oh, he's died. The enemy team still has some Artys. There's still 2 Artys. Oh, T-92 HMCs, and he's just dropped his gun. I think he's actually in reload, and there's nothing that guy can do. 2 shots takes him down. The Object 261 is a much faster loader. And he's being harassed by the STB, but there goes the kill shot, and that's a Pascucci's. And now there's only 5 enemies left. So the Bassman's having a good game, so long as you forget about the fact that he's just killed Artys and he's an Arty player. No, he enjoys his game. And why shouldn't you? It's fun playing lights just as much as it's playing Arty. Well, I prefer Arty, but there you go. Yes, that T-57 Heavy didn't like getting shot in the ass. So he suddenly turned around, realizing there was something behind him. Now he's turned back to his original position, and he's being shot from 2 different directions. And, well, yes, he's trying to get some revenge. He realizes there's an STB here as well. And I think Bassman is now going to create an artificial crossfire here. Comes up behind him. Shoots him. STB. Can he get another round in before he gets around? No. He'll have to go do another circuit and come up again. The T-57 might realise that's what's going on, but he doesn't, and that gives Bassman the shot, and he's completed whatever mission he was on. There's only 3 enemies remaining. One of them is a strip. The other one looks like a Foch, and I'm not sure what the other last one is. Okay, where are they? Well, the strip, yes we do. Oh, it's a 277, and there's the strip coming this way. Didn't get that one in. It's just going to stay here for a split moment because the Striv could be in siege mode ready to shoot at him. And so yes, he's being cautious again, trying to approach the Striv from an angle where he's not expecting, because he doesn't want to go out the game just by one shot. The Striv with a 390 alpha, he could be taken out the game just like that. And they've captured the base, which means the game is over. Even though there's still two enemies remaining. And that's it. It's all over. So we're now going to look at a second T-100 LT game, and then we'll have the results at the end of that. And this game is also from the Bassman from Hell. And here's the second replay. We're on highway southwest spawn, still in the T-100 LT, still with the Bassman from Hell. 100mm gun, capable of 300 alpha, and penetrating 230 with the standard APCR, and going up to 248 with the premium AP rounds. Well, remember, this is the most stealthy light tank in the game. It's kind of a flat tank. You might say somebody sort of like sat on it and squashed it, but it's very capable. Only 3 crew, a gunner, a driver, and the commander. And he's found himself a nice little spot in the bushes. Now, this is the same place that I Need Coffee Dude used to come in his T67 when he was playing this map well before it became HD. And he always seemed to get very good results, because from here you can spot the enemy at their cap, and also if the enemies actually try to make it up the side. And he spotted a CS59, takes a shot but pulls away, changes his mind and turns around. There's an EBR 105 behind him actually now, but he puts around into the 59. Can he get another shot in? Waiting for the reload, 7 seconds. Yes, through the turret. That Polish tank is taking a bit of a hammering, and he's still looking in this direction, but he doesn't know where Bassman is. I think he's just slightly outside that guy's view range. It's not the bushes, because the bush mechanic's not working at the moment, but... Oh, he's gone! Okay, well, there's no enemy over that side now. The EBR was taken out as well. There's an enemy ELC Evan 90. And he's going to chase this guy down. This guy cannot get away from Bassman. He's incredibly slow, but he does have an autoloader with 3 shots. But he's in a desperate state now. And one more shot will finish him off. Yep, got it. But Bassman did take a round from the CS53 as well as the ELC. And so he's lost half his hit points. He's now spotting the Object 252U, even though he's unspotted at the moment, but he's now spotting that guy for the team. And he's found an AMX-13 105, the tier 10 French light tank with a 3-shot autoloader. Okay, he's asked for support fire on that. He might try to go underneath the bridge. He's not spotting any other tanks, so I think the enemy tanks must be the other side of that ridgeline, so he just can't see them at the moment. Okay, he headed back towards this side of the map. Carnarvon goes down. It's surprising he hasn't seen more enemy tanks. As I said, they must be over the other side of the ridgeline, and that's why he just could not see them. But the closer he gets to that ridgeline, the more likely he's going to spot them. There's a Striv, an Object 252U. We know we've seen those two. Have they kind of stopped around this area? Well, we'll find out fairly soon, because he's got very, very close. Now, normally on Honest Gaming, they say keep moving even if you spot the enemy, and he's been spotted, but he's below the ridgeline. The Striv can't do anything to him, but there's 2 Arty in the enemy team, and they might try for a pot shot. Yeah, there you go. I'd said that that was going to happen. It did. I'm only ever seeing these replays exactly the same time you see them, and there's the E4, and there's a 704 over there, and he's been spotted again. I think that was a proxy spot this time. Yeah, he's trying to be careful to avoid Arty, and there's an Arty round going in on the E4, and he's picked up 124 spotting assist off that one. Nice bit of a handbrake turn as well to come back and find out where that guy is. The E4's pulled away. The CS53's still there. Where is that strip? And that was around, he was right on the edge of a round from an M53, M55, but the CS53's been taken out by a Heshbon. And he's now up to 2,040 spotting assists already. So he's doing very nicely. Primary job of a light tank is spotting the enemy, finding out where they are, and then passing this information on to the teammates so that they can then do the damage. And he's found that 704 again. And he decides to stop and shoot at them. But he's found the Striv, and the Striv saw him. Striv's not quite in a position to shoot him from here though. Now I was mentioning earlier about Honest Gaming, they actually said that if you do spot the enemy when you get up to that position, instead of actually tentatively pulling back, you actually should just push on into the enemy cap area, then dive towards the field, because that way you can actually spot enemy tanks in their cap area as well as the ones that are over here, because they will try to shoot at you, but you can just avoid them by moving straight through the danger zone, so to speak, rather than actually turning around and coming back. But Bassman seems to be doing very well because he's got a patrol duty now. The only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged. And that 252U puts a round into his side for 417. That's a 122mm round. Obviously hitting a tier 10 light tank like this, it's good for his XP. It's not good for Bassman because he's now down to 247, which makes him a one-shot for that 252U, which means he's got to be careful. He can't afford to take another shot if he's going to stay in the game. But he's carrying on doing the job he's supposed to do. He's going to keep these guys highlighted so our teammates near the cap area can actually shoot at them. In fact, there's only one enemy, there's only one teammate who could actually shoot at the moment, because it's the Scorpion G is the closest. Plus, of course, the Heshbon who's nearer to the town actually. Might be better for that Heshbon to move further north. Our SU-101 stopping the AMX-13-105 from doing any damage, and that's another reason maybe Bassman ought to be going into the north area, where he gets to this point here, carry on, go north. He's trying to look for that Striv. You can see the 704. Hopefully Arty's watching. Used to be where you actually pointed the reticule in general direction of an enemy target, press the T key, it will automatically lock on to the nearest target and you get the request for fire down arrow, or the crosshairs rather. But now they've taken that away, and when you point in that direction and press the T key, you don't get it where you expected. Oh, that was a massive shot! Huge shot on the MX-13-105. Pure brilliance. I think I ought to see an auto replay of that one. I don't think you will mind if I do, because that was pure beautiful essence of the game. Look at this. Watch this. Drives up. Worth seeing more than once. Yep. He's not going to be able to rub that one out with a bit of polish. Okay. Moving on. Well, surprisingly, the scores are still even. The SU-101 stopping any of the enemy trying to come across the field towards the west side. The Scorpion's been patrolling up and down the south side of the map, or southwest side of the map. And the Arty, well, they've been raining shells in on the enemy in the town. The state of play is now that there's only tank destroyers left on the enemy team in the town area. Their Arty's still back at the cap. And I think Bassman's decided that the best thing he can do right now is actually come up behind the enemy where they least expect him to appear, right behind them, and take them out. He could actually take out the enemy Arty in the base, although it's going to be a bit risky. Again, he's coming up behind the enemy tanks. There they are. Enemy Arty puts one into the GW Tiger P, pulls back. Could get the kill. I know his teammates and the other Arties are spotting. There goes the M53, M55, taken out by the M40. M43. The 704's there as well. Lots of juicy targets for his teammates to work on. And he's got the support now of the Heshbon. Okay, no targets alive at the moment except that 704, and he's gone to ground. So tank-wise, they've got a Striv, the 704, and a Scorpion and a Wizzy 1201 FT. The Scorpion, the Wizzy 120, must be nearer to the cap. The Striv has pulled back. So... Oh, to your right, to your right, to your right, to your right. Yep, he saw it. 704 suddenly came into my corner of peripheral vision, and he's been taken out by the 212A. So he's picked up even more spotting. He's now up to 4,622 spotting assist. There's our Scorpion. Decided to come into this area to help. SU-101 still covering that corner, so they can't escape going west. They will get spotted by that guy. He's nicely positioned, so it's just a matter for Bassman to find them and for people to start shooting them up. This is the risky bit, but this is the bit that sometimes pays off, and this is why Honest Gaming said you should keep going north instead of stopping when you find the like the area where the Striv was, just around the bridge, because this is what you find. And he's suddenly found the Striv. The Striv suddenly think, oh my god, it's an enemy light tank. And there goes the Striv, taken out by the 212A, who was very quick off the mark. But that is an Arty that dials in very quickly. But he's found where the enemy Scorpion, the Wizzy 120 are, and they're the last two enemy alive. And he's popped up here so he can use the bush. And he's highlighting the Wizzy 120 1GFT to Arty. So give it a go. There's one round going in. Can he get further up without being spotted? Yes, he can. And he puts a round into the guy. High roll for 311, but he was spotted. And another Arty round comes in. And the Wizzy's gone. That just means the Scorpion's left. Just the Scorpion facing our Scorpion G, our Heshbon. And the SU-101's now come along. And yes, they're all lit up now. Well, he's lit up. So now he can go after him. This is the Scorpion, the Tier 8 German without the special camo. Ah! What a kill! Lovely one. That was special. So let's have a look at the results from the first battle before we have a look at the results from this one. Well, the first battle was a first-class tanker for the Bassman from Hell on the Nebelberg map. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4. He got a fire effect and a bruiser medal out of it as well, and his win rate was 10,234. He also killed 2 enemy Arties, so he picked up a Pascucci's, which is an epic medal. Now, if we look at the team score on that one, we can see that he actually did get the highest damage in the game, 4,329 hit points of damage, but no high caliber, I'm afraid. And when it came to kills, well, he was actually beaten by the Batchat 155-58, who got 5 kills. He got 4, second highest scorer. But when it came to base XP, he was right at the top with 1,098, the only player over 1,000 in that game. He fired 25 rounds, got 25 direct hits, very good accuracy, 17 penetrations though. A lot of the tanks he was firing at had very heavy armor, and when he did fire, unfortunately he didn't get some pens on some of them. 4,329 hit points of damage, of which 584 were at more than 300 meters, so you can see the majority of the damage was done at close range, and you saw that it was a very close range because some of those tanks were almost within, you should say, spitting distance. I wouldn't spit in that distance, but yes, they were very close when he was firing at them, and most of the time they just weren't seeing him, but they did spot him occasionally. He did take one hit. It was a penetration. It was from a Jaeger root, and it took away most of his hit points in one shot. Yeah, probably better than being hammer racked, though. That would have been even worse. Anyway, he earned 11,769 credits from the game. He got 7 bonds because this was a tier 10 game, and 3,294 on the XP. So a very good game, but only a first class on the Nebelberg map. Let's have a look at the second game, see if that was any better. Yes, it was. In fact, this was his first ace tanker in the T-100 LT, and he worked his, well, it's an English term, he worked his bollocks off trying to get that win. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemies. He got a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, and he also got a scout medal for being the only one to spot 9 enemy tanks, at least 9. And this is what they call the Holy Trinity. You've got the spotter, patrol duty and scout. It means you've done your job properly. You've allowed your team to kill the enemy by finding where they are and then allowing them to be shot. But the first ace tanker in the T-100 LT, but his win rate on this one was actually less, 4,624. If you remember the first one, that was 10,234 on the win rate. This one a lot less. So yeah, it's a bit of a conundrum, that one. But you can see it was a lot of enemy tanks that he actually spotted and damaged. If we look at the team score, we can see that he didn't get as much damage in this one. Only 2,493, so he wasn't top. The T1110 E3, or T110 E3 I should say, got the high caliber for 4,983 hit points, 2,493 for the baseman. But when it came to kills, he was second place again. The 212A got 4 kills, 3 kills for the baseman, but most of those kills that the 212A got was courtesy of baseman spotting. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's much higher on that one, basically because he was spotting. 1,313 XP base experience points, 1,048 for the 212A, who was very, very good indeed, and 908 for the M40. M43 was also doing a grand job from the enemy, his own cap area rather. If we look at detail, 15 shots fired, 10 direct hits, 9 penetrations. Not so great on accuracy on this one, but he still did get good pens, mostly because, well, what he was shooting at, he was fairly easy to pen, because there were some tier 8 tanks in that game, I seem to recall. I think there were, yes, because the 252U is a tier 8. 2,493 hit points and 1,327 at more than 300 meters. So more long-range shots in this one than in the previous game. He received 5 hits from the enemy. 4 of them were pens, 1 non-pen, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. And a lot of those shots all came when he engaged the ELC Evan 90. 220 hit points of damage blocked by armor. That was the shot from the ELC that went into the tracks, and well, he was lucky about that one. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 were killed, and 6,723 hit points of spotting assist. That's what boosted his XP up and gave him the patrol duty, the spotter, and of course, by spotting as many as he did, 9 tanks spotted, he picked up the scout medal as well. He earned 17,586 credits on this game. He got 32 bonds, a lot more. He finished a mission and he got bonds for this being a tier 10 game. And he also earned 5,909 experience points overall after completing a mission as well. So a much better game for him, a lot more activity, a lot more work for him involved, and congratulations on finally acing the T100 LT. I'm sure that you've been trying for quite some time, and very pleased to finally got that ace. Now it's just a matter of getting 3 marks on the barrel, which is not an easy task with this T100 LT, because it is tier 10, and a lot of the people who have it are very good players. So if you get an ace tanker, that's the first step. The next step is to get all the marks on it as well. And well, I'm sure that Bassman will supply the video or the replay when he does get those marks. So I hope you enjoyed that double header. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Yes, I know I am continuing to make these replays. I find it easier to do just maybe 2 a day than to try and do as many as 5 a day or 6 a day. And of course, it's a little more fun as well, putting together, say, 2 replays lasting, say, half an hour. So you've got a much better, much more enjoyable a view of the game. Plus, of course, if I put two together of the same player, then you get an idea of how much they've improved in the meanwhile. So thanks very much to BassmanFromHell. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks very much for watching.